It's a warm welcome in our studios, and this is Gttv News Bulletin with me, Funejalo. In our headlines this evening, 10 outstanding female students have been awarded full scholarships by the First Lady of the country. A Senegalese ambassador to the Gambia has bid welfare to the country's leader after his term in office comes to an end. The social media giant X, formerly Twitter, has been suspended in Brazil amid a row. This and more news comes just after this commercial short break. Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, this is Gttv News Bulletin. I'm your presenter, Funejalo. Following an excellent performance of students who had sat for the West African Senior Secondary School Examination Certificate, the country's First Lady Fatoumata Barbaro has awarded 10 of the most outstanding female students with full scholarships to further their education at the university. Our reporter Aisha Tukoli was at the ceremony and now reports.
In her efforts in promoting education and excellence in the school system in the Gambia, Her Excellency the First Lady Fatoumata Barbaro awarded full scholarships to 10 outstanding female students in the country. Their award by the Office of the First Lady comes after their remarkable performance in the just concluded West African Senior School Certificate Examination (WAS), to serve as a motivation for all students, particularly girls. Both permanent secretaries of Ministries of Basic and Secondary Education, Louis Moses Mendy and Yusufa Toure of Higher Education, expressed delight and commend the First Lady for her foresight in awarding scholarships to female students, which they said will fill the gap in transcending the female gender to the university.
For the need of the girls transiting from the basic secondary education to higher education, because that is a gap. And we think with this such initiative, it will help the young girls or those below you to also, you'll inspire them to become like you so that they can get the awards to be able to transit to university and become greater people and greater citizens.
Very intelligent students. Nobody can doubt that. And it is our responsibility now to make sure we meet up, the challenge and ensure that they have a smooth ride, in the process. And it is for this reason that we, without any reservation, would give them these scholarships.
The Minister for Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, Professor Pearl Gomez, thanked the First Lady for her unwavering support towards the government of President Adama Barrow for giving out scholarships to deserving students, especially girls from humble backgrounds, urging the students to work hard for more excellence.
The message coming out from the first citizen of the land, with strong support of the First Lady, is any citizen of this country who perform very well, you will be honored by the Republic. No matter where you come from, no matter your background. Even if you do not support us, if you don't support this government, we will give you the award that you deserve as a Gambian citizen and who has worked very well. So today's ceremony is to celebrate excellence. Those who perform very well will receive honor from the First Lady.
Suwadu Jambe, one of the outstanding candidates for this year's WAS, and Ami Cham both thanked the First Lady for the gesture, adding that this will greatly help in transcending to the university and calling on their fellow girls to take the lead.
Well, this award means a lot to me. We all know that the Gambia is a patriarchal society. Most of the time, people prefer having a male child to a female child. And I hope that my success story will change the narrative and serve as a motivation to all the young girls out there. that you can do it.
Child, the students to do better in their education, like to work harder, because everyone can do it. It's just to focus and to study and to know that this is more important right now.
For her part, the First Lady Fatmata Barbaro said her office is complementing government's efforts while emphasizing the importance of education for the girl child and called on students to emulate Kamala Harrison and other women breaking barriers in the world in achieving their dreams as young people.
I'm complimenting the efforts of government because I feel I have a role to play. I feel my country, I should contribute in one way or the other. Woman, everybody is talking about Kamala Harris. It's education that is putting her where she is, and is the way forward of breaking poverty cycle in any country. And I believe with education, the sky is the limit.
Reporting for Gttv News, Aisa Tukuli.
Senegalese ambassador to the Gambia has finally bid welfare to President Adama Barrow as his term duration comes to an end. The top diplomat has been serving as ambassador to the country for 5 years. Our presidential reporter Aisa Tukuli was at the presidency and she now reports.
After 5 years of diplomatic service in the country, Senegalese Ambassador Bashir Hussein on Friday bid farewell to the Gambian President Adama Barrow at the State House. As you may know, Senegal and the Gambia shared a long-standing bilateral relationship for decades in their custom, tradition, and culture. Speaking to the media, Ambassador Hussein thanked the Gambian leader and its people for the warm hospitality and support during his tenure as the Senegalese ambassador to the Gambia, for a good collaboration and cooperation as Senegal and the Gambia are one people.
To thank him for 5 years of good cooperation, good collaboration. He was like a father for me. I thank him very much. This day, it was important for me and important for the relation between Senegal and the Gambia. Senegal and Gambia are one people, and it will continue. This relation will be strengthened.
Ambassador Sen also added that Gambia has been a great partner to Senegal, especially in the area of education, transport, and security, so as to strengthen cooperation between the two countries.
As you see, the figure of education in the Gambia has completely changed since I was here with the President Barrow. We construct a new school in Tobacco Road. We renovated the Canifing complex, the lycée, school and garderie d'enfants. It was a very, very, very good job. We do also a good job on the field of transportation. If you see now, GTS and Dakar Demdik are going daily to Dakar and Banjul, 2 buses per day. It is very important for the population. It is helpful for the population, and it is within the good instruction given by Mr. President Barrow, this would happen. Also, we can say on the field of security, it is very important. If you see, since 5 years, there is no big harm between the two countries on the field of stability and peace and security because of his commitment for this in this matter. I really appreciate.
For GTV News, Aisa Tukuli.
The team's second phase of operation is primarily meant to enforce arrests on people who have violated the laws of the operation by reoccupying the already demolished places. Fatima Malen Mendy reports.
The task force continues their clampdown on vendors who have returned to designated places considered not to be occupied. The latest mass arrest was on the Latrikunda-Brikama highway, and most of those detained for breaking the laws were motorists. The second phase of the operation is focusing on enforcing compliance and taking actions against those who do not follow the rules. And the task force led by Gambia Police Force and National Road Authority have vowed to prosecute anyone found breaking the laws. But the public has been expressing mixed feelings about the operation, as scores of people condemn the manner in which it is being carried out. However, others are in support of the operation. Fatima Malen Mendy reporting for GTTV News.
Bread being one of the most stable foods consumed in the country, and in a bid to address challenges facing its production, leaders of the National Bakers Union have met and discussed with President Adam Barrow at his office in Banjul. Isatukoli again.
Leaders of the National Bakers Union on Friday held a discussion with President Adama Barrow at his office, led by the country's Trade Minister Babukar Ojuf. The union leaders visit was meant to outline key issues of their trade with President Barrow. After the official meeting, the Union Secretary General Lamin Diba updated the media about their trip to the presidency.
In the country, and as a head of state, no matter what, when it comes to direction, we have to engage and discuss along this particular area to facilitate and smoothen activities and operations of bakeries and production teams within the country, because we are out and about for the population to serve them food, particularly bread, as an essential commodity. Engage in specific in enabling the environment for our operators, particularly the overhead cost that is too much when it comes to our production side, specific to send food. We discussed that at length, and the other things that we've discussed is flour, which is a component that is highly consumed within our production areas, what he can do with us and support directly to facilitate quality and quantity when it comes to the bread that we give to our population. So these are the areas we've discussed, and it has been really fruitful, and we will engage further to completely roll out some of those activities.
He added that there are plans to standardize all bakeries in the country in a bid to promote safety and hygiene in the profession.
Our plans we have as a union first is standardization. In standardization is to make sure every bakery operating in the country, being Senfur or Tapalava, operates within the set standards by all the stakeholders, food safety, weights and measures, competition commission, and all others. From there, we capacitize our members, because by percentage, we know most of the members learn this trade on experience. They are practicing with no specific role. So what we will do as a union is train them at a component for a standard of operation across which we will monitor, to also be able to give quality when it comes to bread and its production to the population.
For his part, President Barrow reaffirms his government's commitment to supporting the National Bakers Union for effective and efficient production across the country. For GTTV News, I am Isatukoli.
From that story by our State House reporter Isatukoli, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we look at sports. In sports, the summer football jamboree is taking center stage across the country. Mobe United football team held Sateba FC to a 1-1 draw in Lamin Sports Development Association at the community's football ground. The match saw fans turn out in their numbers to cheer their boys. Our sports reporter Yaya Saidi tells us more.
Mobile United's football team held a 1-1 draw with Sateba FC in the Lemon Sports Development Association sponsored Nawetan on Monday. The match played at the Lemon Football Ground brought together fans from all walks of life to cheer their respective teams. Mobile United's SRFC opened the tally in the 27 minutes with a long-range shot, but Sateba FC Ismaila Cisse was quick to silence the fans of his opponent after leveling the scores. The two sides went into halftime break in stalemate. Upon coming back from the break, both sides fought back to add on their scores number, but their chances turned futile. In a post-match conference, both coaches expressed their dissatisfaction with the result and assured their fans for a positive result in their subsequent fixtures.
Well, playing against Sateba is not easy. Any town or village you go, Sateba is always a big name. So playing against Sateba, knowing that last season I was the team who knocked them out of the round of 16 in the League Cup. So I know it's not going to be an easy day. So I have to stand all game long, make sure I communicate with my boys, give them instructions, which you know is good for the team. That's the reason why I was standing all day long. Well, a goal scoring opportunity are always important. If C happen to score that second goal, I can say we will have better that game at that moment. But missing that goal also is not bad because you cannot score all goals and you cannot score all your chances in the game. It was a very good moment, a very good first half. We did all we can to make sure we have a lead in the first half. But unfortunately, in the 9 minutes of the first half, we concede a goal. Well, right now we cannot promise them anything. Right now, what we are focusing on is how to get out of the group stage. We take it game by game. First game, you come, you have a draw. Second game, you have a draw. So we are going back again to the training ground, work hard to win our next game so that we can be out of this group. It's not going to be easy, we know. Yes, a very important lesson. We are going to learn from it. Next time when we come back, we are going to know how to do our substitutions. Okay. Well, we are in a haste to score another goal because we want to win the game. So that's why we make all the changes. But we are going to learn from it. Well, the final message is let them keep faith, just be behind the team, support the team. Next game, inshallah, we are going to give them what they want.
Coach, we have seen your team fought very well. Today you drew your game. Today's your second game, you drew it. So how are you feeling when you are 1-0 down at the game?
Yeah. I have the belief that we will come back into the game. So before the first half, we have the chance to equalize the game. In the second half, I told my boys we have to win this game because we don't have to lose this game. But still now we have a chance because we don't lose this game. Today, if we lose, we are out from the tournament totally. So 1 point is not bad. Yeah.
Okay, so we have seen after making some changes, your team ends up scoring a brilliant free kick. And what does that mean to you?
Yeah. For me, I always believe on my bench. Yeah, I told them they can change the game. Anytime they come, they have to have the right attitude. Yes, so with the right attitude, we see the second half. Yeah, our boys will dominate the second half. So me, I believe we are not lucky. We are not lucky, but we are creating a lot of chances here today. We have the best chances in this game today. You can see my striker Musa Bojang, he have 1-on-1 here, but unfortunately, yeah, he missed it. So. Yeah.
What are you expecting from Sateba in the coming fixtures?
Yeah. Upcoming, our next game, we must win that game because that game is our life. It's a must-win game for us if we want to stay in this tournament. So we have to win that game against Babylon. Yeah.
Okay. And your final message to the fans?
Yeah, I will tell the fans they should not discourage. Still, they should support the team, and I believe on our next game we will have the results we wanted.
Thank you, coach.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Reporting for Gttv Sport News, I am Yaya Sidi.
From the local news, we now shift our attention to international news. Brazil's Supreme Court has upheld a ban on social media platform X, formerly known as Twitter. The judges voted unanimously in favor of the measure, meaning the ban will stay in place. X has been suspended in Brazil since the early hours of Saturday after he failed to appoint a new legal representative in the country before a court imposed a deadline. Mudlamin Job reports.
It is the latest development in a feud between Supreme Court Justice Alexander de Moraes and ex-owner Elon Musk, which began in April when the judge ordered the suspension of dozens of accounts for allegedly spreading disinformation. Justice Moraes had called for a 5-member panel to rule on the suspension, which has caused division in Brazil. One of the justices, Flavio Dinos, argued that freedom of expression is closely linked to a duty of responsibility. Reacting to the decision to ban X, Mr. Musk had earlier said, "Free speech is the bedrock of democracy, and an unelected pseudo judge in Brazil is destroying it for political purposes." In his ruling, Justice Moraes gave companies, including Apple and Google, a 5-day deadline to remove X from its app stores and block its use on iOS and, of course, Android devices. He added that individuals or businesses that are found to still be accessing X by using virtual private networks could be fined $8,910. X closed its office in Brazil last month, saying its representative had been threatened with arrest if she did not comply with orders it described as censorship, which it said was illegal under Brazilian law. Justice Moraes had ordered that X accounts accused of spreading disinformation, many of which belong to supporters of the former right-wing president Jair Bolsonaro, must be blocked while they are under investigation. Brazil is said to be one of the largest markets for Mr. Musk's social media network. With access to X blocked, many Brazilians have been turning to microblogging platform Bluesky as an alternative. Bluesky announced on Saturday that it had registered 500,000 new users in the South American country over the 2 previous days alone. Among those pointing followers to his Bluesky account was Brazil's president, Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, who on Thursday tweeted links to his social media accounts on platforms other than X. Lula's Bluesky profile was top of the list, which also included links to his Instagram, WhatsApp, Threads, TikTok, and Facebook accounts. Bluesky CEO Jay Graba expressed her delight at the influx of new users, posting in Portuguese and English. Good job, Brazil. You made the right choice. Reporting for Gttv News, I am Mutlamin Job.
Now, more than 100 people have been killed after an attempt by inmates to break out of a high-security prison in the capital of the Democratic Republic of Congo, Kinshasa, that has led to the deaths of 129 people, the authorities say. More on this report. Interior Minister Jacquemain Shabani said that 24 prisoners had died of bullet wounds after warning shots were fired in the early hours of Monday morning. Most of the others died from suffocation as a result of crush during the breakout at Makala prison. Despite reports of mass casualties emerging on Monday, the government had initially said that only 2 people had died. 7 years ago, at least 4,000 inmates escaped from the same prison, the country's largest. On Monday, people living near the prison spoke about hearing gunshots, but attempts by journalists to reach the site were thwarted by police officers who had blocked access to the area. Daddy Suso, who lives close to the prison, told the AFP news agency that there were gunshots from 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning and until around 5 o'clock, adding that there were deaths and there are people who fled. He said, adding that the security forces were taking bodies away. Graphic videos being shared from inside the prison on Monday, but not verified by the BBC, showed lifeless bodies on the floor as well as people shouting for help aimed at crush. Mr. Sabani posted a video on X, formerly Twitter, around 24 hours after the attempted breakout, acknowledging the extent of the incident and the death toll. He added that almost 60 others were severely injured and had been taken to the hospital. Rights groups had called for an international investigation into what happened. Footage from the aftermath of the attempted breakout appears to show a huge hole in a brick wall, charred buildings, firemen working at the site, and an office with papers strewn across the floor. Makala prison, dating from the 1950s, had a capacity of 1,500 prisoners, but more than 14,000 inmates were being held there. AFP reporters in 2020, the BBC spoke to a prison official who described how people were dying there because of the poor conditions, including food shortage and a lack of hygiene. At the time, it was estimated that only 6% of the prisoners were actually serving sentences. The rest were stuck in DR Congo's legal system, where cases can drag on for years. The Justice Minister has promised to intensify efforts to decontest prisoners across the country. Funejalo reporting for Gttv News. Well, viewers, that brings us to the end of tonight's news bulletin. But before we take a leave of you, here are our main top stories once again. 10 outstanding female students have been awarded full scholarships by the First Lady of the country. A Senegalese ambassador to the Gambia has bid welfare to the country's leader after his term in office comes to an end. The social media giant X, formerly Twitter, has been suspended in Brazil amid a row. That's all we have for you in this news bulletin. From me and the rest of our production team, do have a wonderful evening. Stay blessed.